Hi, friends. Happy Holiday Eve. And I'm saying Holiday Eve because what I'm going to talk about just a little bit is actually applicable to Christmas and also to New Year's. And so I wanted to offer something sweet for you, those of you who are finding the holidays a little bit challenging, as I know I do. Um, my name's Christine Leon, and I'm a life and relationship coach. But the main reason I want to post tonight is I've kind of been off the net for a while. I took a little bit of a breather. I was going through a little bit of my own, what they call the dark night of the soul, and it was a little challenging. So I'm really happy to sort of feel like I'm, kind of more back to myself. And if you're like me, the holidays can be, like I said, a little bit challenging, whether it's, the expectations, it's the, missing loved ones during the holidays, those that are gone and have passed on. I know my parents, my sweetheart's parents, and a lot of friends. And so it can be that. It can also be that like me, I want to be 5 places at one time, and it's not that easy to do that. So there's a little bit of that, what do you call it, FOMO, fear of missing out. And so, getting right with that and allowing yourself to be where you are and have some peace, that's a little bit challenging. And also the weight of feeling like there's so much more that we could do or haven't got done, and the end of the year's coming up and you feel like, I haven't accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish. So there are all these things that kind of layered weigh on us. And so what I want to do right now is just offer you a couple of tips, and also, just in the last few days, Ramdas Past. And if you don't know who Ramdas is, he would be an interesting person, especially if you're struggling right now, to check out. He was a spiritual leader, and beautiful messages. So many of them resonated with me. Not all of them will resonate with everyone, but particularly there was one that I think that it would be really cool to check out, especially during this holiday season. So I'll post the link to it below, but I wanted to just let you know that that would be something additional you can do. It's always good to have ways to address the holidays to help yourself should you be going through some kind of a little struggle. So the 2 questions I want to pose for you are, what do you want for Christmas? And what is some New Year's resolutions that you're hot on? And what I want to sort of offer you are things, including the Ram Dass video, but also just ways to think about that. Because in the end, whatever it is we want, it starts with who we are, right? And so if we're at a place where we're, we don't feel as connected with ourselves as we want to, or we feel like we're, like if here's the bar of just 0, and here's feeling really good about ourselves, we might be starting down here and not feeling so good with ourselves. So in order to get what we perceive are the things that we want for Christmas or the New Year's or in our resolutions, the best place to start is really starting with yourself. How can you get to a place where you can see yourself and hold an appreciation of yourself that helps you to sort of create a new filter of how you look at all of life, right? So that's what the video I'll post from Ram Dass will talk about, and he does it so beautifully. It's not a very long video, but it's really, really beautiful. So the other thing is to remember that all these struggles during the holidays are actually invitations to step into a more awake way of living. And, if life is easy and we're just sort of plugging along, which it is at times, and rah for that, right? But 50% of the time, we're actually struggling with something. Everybody's struggling with something. It's not just you, it's not just me. Everybody has things, whether they really want to admit it or not, that they're struggling with, whether it's, feeling disappointed about things that they didn't get in life, or feeling disappointed by the things they did get and they didn't just, they didn't quite measure up. And finding the way to address those things, those events, and find new filters that bring you a sense of appreciation and gratitude for them is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. Any minute, any time of the year, any month. So these little challenges that come at the holidays are actually invitations to look deeper, to search deeper, and to have, sort of this window into challenging yourself and answering the call to live a more awake and loving life. So that's one way to sort of frame that. The other thing I wanted to share is 5 tips, 5 steps to transform your holiday stress. I was really gifted recently. I was invited to post an article, and so I did. It's backwards there. You'll see 5 steps to transform your holiday stress. And it's in one of our neighborhood magazines. It's Beach Neighbor. And so it's really sweet publication for the neighborhood up and down the coast. But what I talk about in this little video, in this little article, are the 5 steps to begin de-stressing yourself and sort of transforming what you're going through in the holidays. The first step is to notice your irritation, because we're going to be with family, friends. We're going to be with human beings, right? And sometimes people, without noticing, without knowing, can trigger us. So be aware of the irritation you feel. Be present in the moment when you're feeling something is, kind of bugging you. Notice that you're starting to sweat. Notice that your heart's increasing. Notice that you're starting to feel a little edgy, So the first step is noticing. And take a breath and say to yourself, it's really okay. It's okay. Because you're just human. Step number 2, choose to de-escalate, because really it is a choice. When we have something that happens in our life, we can choose to get angry. We can choose to say, you know what? That isn't right. I didn't deserve that. And then we just escalate from there. But choose to de-escalate. Choose to be self-compassionate and be your best friend in that moment. And so choosing to de-escalate is really important. Self-soothe yourself, right? Number 3 is deep breaths of self-compassion. Our monkey mind goes crazy and it goes off the track with all the lists of the ways that we failed in life, or that somebody's failed us and things don't go right. But the choice is to, just take a deep breath and choose to have thoughts that are self-compassionate. And step 4 is to anchor in gratitude. Okay, so, that's easier said than done in that moment. But the idea is to breathe in, with a consciousness. There's a meditation, a beautiful meditation that says, to breathe in the sense of frustration or anger or irritation. Breathe it in. Breathe in for all the people in the world that are feeling the same way as you are right now. And then breathe out compassion and love and joy and choice of healing and kindness. Breathe that out and do that several times. And when you get in that space and you think about all the people that, don't even have a choice about where they are, something changes. The energy for you changes. And the 4th tip is to choose intentional action. So choose how you're going to approach the situation. Say to yourself, what is the most self-compassionate, loving way that I can address this particular moment? And then choose to do that. Those are 5 little steps to get you to begin to move forward to de-escalating, whether you're in the store, whether you're in your kitchen, whether you're in your living room, or driving on the freeway, or just walking around the block. The potential for people to irritate us is everywhere. And sometimes we irritate ourselves. So we can have all these practices come into play no matter where you are. So that's my little gift for you. Now I'm going to post with this a link to a Ramdas video, a little talk that he did. And again, it's a beautiful talk about just stepping into who you are and appreciating yourself from a different space. We talk about loving ourselves more. This is about his perspective on that. Appreciating yourself and who you are, exactly how you are right now. And I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I am so grateful to all of you who stopped in to listen to this and who continue to sort of follow me and believe that I have a message to share. I appreciate that. And tons of love to you all. And may you all be full of joy and less stressed and have a beautiful, beautiful holiday season. Bye-bye.